Hello everyone, it's Holly. Welcome back. If you are new, I do cooking, travel, homeschooling, and motherhood videos. Today, I want to talk about United States geography and some of my favorite resources we used for teaching our kids about the 50 states, because there are so many great things out there, and I just wanted to share some things that I found were very helpful with teaching our kids about the 50 states. So let me go ahead and get into it right now. Here's all the items that I will be going through, a lot of different books and activities. I will be providing links in the description box below for a lot of these items so that way you can find more easily. But you can see here there is a lot of different cool stuff out there for studying the 50 states as well as doing a study on the United States of America. This first book here, The 50 States, is a coffee table book, and I actually did a video a while back on my favorite coffee table books for kids that we have used in our homeschooling. If you want to go check that out, I will also have a link for it down below. But this book is a lot of fun to go through with kids. It goes through each state alphabetically, and getting into the book here, you can see that the first page will have the whole layout of the United States. And then getting into the book, each state will have 2 pages dedicated to it, and you can get an idea here of how it is all laid out. The illustrations are beautiful, a lot of fun, but the thing I really do enjoy about this book is all the information that it gives you on each state. A lot of fun facts and things that I never even knew about that came from that state, whether it be people or a place you can go and visit. There is so many cool things to read about in here. This book, going through all the states alphabetically, is a good one to use if you want to, in one school year, go through all the 50 states. In the back of this book, they also have all the presidents, as well in the back, they have all the state flags, which is something I appreciate because we also talk about state flags when we are studying each state. Another book, which is very similar, is The United States of America by Scholastic, and this one is a smaller book, more of a notebook size. This one also goes through each state alphabetically, covering a lot of interesting facts, but at the same time, it is a bit different. I like how in this book it shows images of the different mountain ranges that different states have, giving you a little topographical map. It will focus on major rivers in each state, but like the first book I shared, this one also will cover the different state birds, state trees, state flowers, etc. It'll have your major facts as well as a lot of extra and interesting facts. This book, like the other one, does cover Washington, D.C., but it also talks about Puerto Rico as well. It has all the state flags in the back of the book. This is a really great book to have. We have gone through it many times. Either one of these books work out great if you want just one thing to go through each of the 50 states. Next is this U.S. state coloring book, and I used this with all my kids when we were going through the states at different times. Typically, when I go through the 50 states with my kids, I do it when they are anywhere between first grade to as late as 4th grade. And the reason I really loved having the coloring pictures is because, one, it gave them something to do to stay busy with while I was doing any sort of reading. This is something we have done a lot with our homeschooling when our kids were younger, but it's also really nice for kids just to color the pictures and really get a good understanding of each state and their shape, knowing where the major rivers are, getting to color the different state flowers, state tree, state bird. It really does help them to engage in their state learning. This coloring book was definitely a hit. I only bought one and made photocopies since I was only using it within my home, and then when my youngest was going through the 50 states, I had her color right in the book. Another fun activity is this other coloring book that will show different highlights all around the United States of America. This is, again, just another cool hands-on thing that your kids can do if you are studying about the United States, talking about either different national parks or landmarks, historical things, whatever it may be. There's some really fun pictures in this book that your kids could work on. Also, for doing more of a United States of America study, this activity book here is loaded with a lot of interesting and fun crafts for kids to do. If your kids enjoy doing projects and you enjoy doing projects with them, I really loved all the many ideas that this book offered. Again, this one does not focus so much on studying about each individual state, but I did want to mention it whether you are doing a study on the United States of America or just wanting to do something patriotic. This activity book is a nice one to have. I also wanted to mention this one book, My America, My World by Becca. This also will focus more on the United States of America as a whole. It will get into a bit of United States history, giving kids an introduction to the United States government, talking about our country's flag and about the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. It really is going to focus more on America as a whole, and again, get into some American history, but I really loved going through this book just because I really did like the layout of it. It was a fun and easy book to read through with each of my kids. Last, I wanted to share a few inexpensive items that I have picked up either at Dollar Tree or Target in the dollar spot. You can see here I paid $1 for each of these items. This, of course, is flashcards. My kids always enjoyed finding the different states and reading the different facts they had on each card. Something small, but nice to have around for just having the state facts on and as having as part of your school supplies. This right here is a beginner reader book about famous events in American history. This was a book I liked having around for when my kids were beginner readers. That way, if I needed them to practice reading out loud to me, they could be reading about American history and some of the major events. Again, this is just an example of an inexpensive item to go along with studying about America. And this coloring map here was a great addition to have each of my kids work on because not only did it help them to become more familiar with the layout of our country's map, where all the states are, but also focus on land formations. I bought this back when everything was $1 at Dollar Tree, but I believe they still carry them in the school supply section at Dollar Tree. I love how all these items were very inexpensive and very useful with our state study. All right, there you have it. That is all the resources that I wanted to share today. I hope that this was helpful and that it might have given you some new ideas. If you enjoyed this video or got any value out of it, please hit the like button. I appreciate you watching and may you have a beautiful day.